So next we go through the basic knowledge about Sundray's controller AP deployment, and we can go through we skip the production introduction because we have already go through that in the morning with the same. Okay, next is item introduction. The first, we will call Sundray's controllers as an AC. So we will name at the in the portfolios, and AP is used for coverage, and PoE switch, and then station means the wireless devices. So the network diagram will be like this. The controller always we will deploy the controller in the single arm mode. So single arm to the core switch or access switch, and the controller for centralized manage or the access point. There is no configuration on AP, but also we can manually set up the AP set IP and controller's IP for the access point. So this is for manually set up. Also, the controller is used for set up the secure policy based on user or roaming support for the LAN networks. And for the WLAN configuration here, first we have to make sure the basic network is okay. So we have to set IP and IP address for the controllers, and if we set in the WLAN interface on the controllers, we have to set an NAT and set the route for the controllers and also DNS. So this is basic configuration for the controllers, NAC. And the access point configuration on the controller, first is we need to activate the access point. So actually the access point will broadcast the package to in the network. So if the controller is in the same subnet of the access point, so the controller will get the packet from the access point. But if it's different subnet, so we need to set using DHCP option 43 or using DNS, or we can manually set up the IP controller IP for the access point. And second is that we set up SSID. And the third one is we have to set the authentication method. So in which authentication method the client have to go through. Also, we have to decide assign a VLAN for the client. So we can based on different policies to assign different VLAN for the clients. And last is we can actually for the role assignment, if we're using the port authentication, there is two rules. The first one is the pre-authentication rule. So pre-authentication rule, we will set only allow DNS default. This is for redirecting to the portal page. And after authentication, we can set another rule. So this rule is the rule assigned to the user. So you can set policy like block application or URL. So this is a procedure of setting up the access point and SSID. So here is
this with any contact to the controller, but if it's a standalone, can it be configured?
You mean standalone IP managed by a controller?
No, just standalone IP.
Standalone IP, I think it's easy for the configuration. It's just like the consumer level router. So it's very easy. You just set up SSID and set DHCP on the access point. So Dion and I didn't get the standalone AP. 我们现在是有中文的那个 standalone 的 AP 了，但是如果是要英文的话，要等这个月底。应该之前研发跟我说是这个月底，应该如果你们出来的话，你们应该还没有走，我们可以拿出来体验一下。但是现在如果是要做的话，我们是有中文的那个 firmware 的包的，我们也可以先做一下。那个就是它上面的配置基本上跟那个 像 TP-Link 啊那种路由器是一样的，就是设置一个 SSID name 啊，设置 DHCP，其实它就没有什么配置，就是 standalone AP 的话。但是新的那个 standalone 的话，它就是可以在界面上直接做一个中英文不中英那个胖叔的切换，就是 fit and fat 直接切换，就是我直接点上，它是有一个 management interface， 就是这个 AP 就可以直接管 AP， 所以这个是我们现在做的一个事情。Okay, so here is the case about setting up the network. This is the existing network. We have the router using BBOE connecting to the internet, and the LAN gateway is 4.254, and there is a layer 2 switch. So here we deployed a controller to the layer 2 switch, and the access point is just directly connect to the controller. So we set the terminal as VLAN 1 here. So the AP for the access point, some of the model there is USB port. I think this is for 500. Okay, 500 have USB port, but so this one can be used for APP caching, and only this console port is used for commissioning, troubleshooting. There is no other functions for this console port. We can use the console port to connect to the access point, but only for configuration. Also, every access point there is the reset button here. If you want to reset access point, you press the reset button for like around 10 seconds, so the access point will power off and reboot, so we reset the factory. And the controllers, also we have the console port. This console port is used for connecting to the SMS modem. SMS modem for only used for SMS modem. And also we can, for the SMS modem, because in the server room or in the data center there is not very good carrier network signal, so we have a software to, for example, here is a data center, the controller is here, so there is the carrier network here, so we can this one connect to a PC in the office, so the SMS gateway can be put here. So here it has two signals. So this is we can use it for this to extend the SMS modem. And the USB port here is used for password recovery. And I will show you later about how to recover the reset the password, and how we have the management interface and the other business interface. So the default IP of Sundray's controller is 10.252.252.252. I think you already have got this, and we have logged in with HTTPS. So all of Sundray and Sunforce devices have to log in with HTTPS. And the default account is admin, so we can log in with controllers. And for Sundray controllers upgrade, we can upgrade from the management interface. There is an upgrade portal in the management interface, but also we suggest to use the upgrade tool for the upgrading. So first, we have to, for the upgrade of the controller, we have to check the license. If the license here is invalid or have expired, so we have to. You can ask me for renew the upgrade license. And second, we have to check if there is any patch service pack on the controllers. So if there is service pack, we cannot upgrade. We have to roll back, then upgrade. So if the customer they have done some customization with the service pack, so when they need to upgrade, have to confirm with R&D if this is we're working the new version. So normally the service pack will not work in the new version, new firmware. And here is where you can get the latest firmware. I have already uploaded, because for now the firmware is not uploaded in the Sundray website, so I just upgrade to the OneDrive. And also we have the upgrade tool here. So this is upgrade tool. It's I changed to some Sundray. Actually, it's the same Sundray and Sanford. You can use the same upgrade tool. So log in, connect you to the controller, and you put password and load the new firmware, and go to next. So this is for upgrade. And also here is restore to factory defaults to restore all the settings. And before upgrade, you need to back up if there is any change or configuration change to the controllers. If you fear about any network disaster, you can back up all the configurations and then to roll back. So here is the last case. We can set the interface layer 3, and also we can create the VLAN on the interface on the controllers. The port can also set the layer 2 in the interface. Also, we can enable the DHCP service on the controllers on the VLAN interface. So here is wired. In the wired network, we set the static route. So this is just similar with the network devices. We have to set the static route. Also for Sundray, because we don't distinguish the business port as WAN or LAN ports, so we can use like several ISP lines for the controllers. But we don't support the load balance for these ISP lines. But we can use, for example, the customer have 2 ISP lines. We can use a policy route to use these 2 lines. So this is what we can do with several ISP lines. And also for the VLAN interface, we can do the NAT if the controller we deploy a VLAN on the interface on the controllers. Also need to set the DNS here. And this is the web console. So the web console here, we can use this for test the connectivity, like to the access point, to the internet. For this is just for or we can test the port. So this is all the command line supported here. So the first one is COS for clear, and term for terminate all the commands, and NS lookup for to the domain resolution, and UDP connect and TCP connect for connecting for testing the ports, and ARP, and also trace route and interface. So if you want to check the interface, check or the interface, so you just input type key in interface, so you will show the IP address of the interface or the interface. So for AP discovery, we have 4 ways of discover AP. The first one is broadcast. So if the access point, as I said, access point and controller in the same layer 2 network, the controller will automatically find AP. But if controller and access point, because in some customer they have very large network, so they set AP and controller in different sub network. So we have to set the DHCP option 43 in a DHCP server. So this is when we use the existing DHCP server in the network, like the layer 3 switch, or there is a separate DHCP server in the network. So we can set the DHCP option 43, and also we can set DNS, set this domain name to the controller's IP. Controller's IP, this the WLAN-admin.com as the controller's IP address, and then we set the controller as a DNS proxy. So the access point will go to the controller to ask for the IP of this domain name. So this domain name is set as the controller's IP. So in this way, the access point will get the IP of the controllers. So this is how we use to discover the access point, discover the controller. And lastly, is use the troubleshoot tool to set up the controller's IP for the access for the access point. So this is manually set up. I think okay. So after, if we when we're done, or maybe one of these set up manually or automatically by DHCP option 43 or DNS, so in the controller's management interface there will be a hint here. They will show icon here. So this is access point detected by the controllers in the controller. So you just click this one and it will show the detected access point in the AP discovery. So it will show all the discovered access point here in this page. And then you need to choose this AP and approve it. And we have to select a group for this access point, and you can name it. For example, where the access point is deployed, and you deploy the access point like the office in the meeting room A. Also, we can set by DHCP, or we can manually set IP for the access point. And by the way, the troubleshoot tool to set up the IP and the controller's IP is temporary. So if the access point reboot, the configuration will be lost. So if we set up the controller's IP and the IP of the access point manually by the troubleshoot tool, and when activate the access point, we have to specify it again in the AP in the activation of the access point. So this is what we need to notice when we set up IP, a controller's IP, and the IP address for the access point manually by the troubleshoot tool. So when we activate the access point, we need to manually set up the IP here again in the controllers. So this one, the configuration here will be permanent. So this is what we need to get. And also we need to set the controller's IP for discovery into the access point. So this is IP. This is controller's IP. So this IP will be right again to the access point. So this is also we need to care when we activate the access point. So you can manage the access point like this. You can create area, and you can create the different groups. So in this case, we create Sundray, PSK, and authentication. We set at WAP. The password is 123.467, and the VLAN we set default VLAN. And here we assign the VLANs. And next is assign a role here. Assign the role for the clients. So here we set the default role. There is low limitation. So after the setting up, we just test for connecting to the SSID. So for set up the SSID here, first we need to um, to select which AP will give out the SSID signal, and we choose which brand, which radio for this SSID. We have 2.4 or 5.8. And the second is we set the authentication method, and the authentication method we can choose open or WPA or WPA2 enterprises, or if we choose web authentication, just portal authentication, we have to set the pre-authentication rule for the SSID, but this one is only used for redirect to the portal page. And for the guest authentication, we have the SMS, WeChat, QR code, guest and Facebook, and also free. So for guest authentication, and then we assign the rule here, so we can based on the access point and terminal type and local database and username. Actually, there is some customer they need to assign special rule for some special stuff. For example, we need to assign a rule to the leaders, so we can set the rule based on the username, so the leader in the local database or in your AD servers. And for terminal types, we can set a policy that for some the specified terminal type like Android devices or iOS devices, we can block, do not allow them to access access to the SSID, or we can based on MAC address, blacklist or whitelist. The acceleration here means that we can cast the application into the controllers for access point. So this is for acceleration. And for AP configuration, the first one is we have to give for each access point, for the management, we can give in the name and location where the access point is installed. So when the access point have problem, we can easily find AP, which AP have the problem. And the second, we have to choose a group for the access point. So this is also for using management code. For example, in the Sundray building, we have create an area called Sundray, and in every floor we create a group. So we add for example, the floor 8, we add the 8th floor AP into the group, the floor 8. In IP, we can DSCP or manually set IP for the access point. And controller's IP, we can set by IP address or domain name. So in the access point setting, there is working mode. So for Sundray's access point, there is 3 working modes. The first one is normal mode. So for normal mode, the access point will just give out signals. First one is normal mode, and for normal mode, we'll just give out signals for coverage and for blind access. And second is monitor mode. So monitor mode will just detect the signals in the area. So we're not giving out signal for access, like do the anti-phishing. We suggest for the anti-phishing, we suggest for one AP to cover in the radius of 30 meters. Actually it's more than that, but we suggest for this range. We suggest if the customer have very hard requirement for security, they need to do the anti-phishing. So we need to deploy one separate AP in monitor mode for detecting the phishing SSID or phishing AP. So this is the second working mode. The third one is hybrid. So hybrid will work at in the same mode at the same time. We'll give out signal. Also, we can do the monitoring. So, but we don't suggest this hybrid mode because it will affect the client for access. Because in the monitor mode, we have to detect the environment for specified interval. So it will affect the connected client. So we suggest to use one separate monitor access point in the in the environment. So this is what we suggest to do. Okay, then for the SSID, we have to choose the tunnel mode or the bridge mode. So tunnel mode will have the 4 feature, like access control, and we'll have a better roaming back, but it consumes more capacity of the controllers. And the radius frequency, the RF settings, there is channel and power. We actually you can set the AP by default automatically channel and power adjustment. So if this doesn't work well, so we can manually set set the channel for the access point. And then also we have to set the authentication method for the SSID. Okay, so we just go through this. I think we connect this. Okay, so this is locking with controller's interface. Here we are locking. I have already changed these 4 controllers in the password is Sundray 123. So